Everybody's still filing in. We've got 2 more weeks to go. We've got about 16 or 17 jobs completed so far. And you know me, bringing you the very best entertainment in this price range. I present to you a very special treat today. A lot of you guys have been asking, what's going on with Tamra? Whatever happened to her bus? Did she sell it? Did she run off with the circus? Whatever happened to her? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Tamra.
Oh gosh. Hey guys. I'm still in the bus. I'm loving it. I feel like I cheated the system and skipped several steps. My life is like exponentially better. I feel like I should have been like in the Astro van first, and then like, you know, in something with a rusty floor and a mattress and nothing else, you know, but I just feel like I skipped all the way to like the top of, you know, of the van life food chain is what I feel like. I can't get over how lucky I am. I love everything about it. I kind of thought like other people are doing it, so I'll probably have some things I want to change, but honestly, like, it's actually perfect already. There's nothing I really want to change about it. I did add a roof rack. My friend Chase, what do you say? He built it and put it on. I helped a little. He taught me how to weld. So that's nice, and I don't need it for storage because I'm not even using all the storage space that I have, and I don't want to start accumulating just because I have space, but I like chilling up there. I could put up a bedroll, or I could just like sit and, you know, or like get an aerial view and say hello to people as they walk by or whatever, so that's nice. I am wanting to add a scooter rack on the back because I have a 50cc Yamaha Vino that my brother is resurrecting for me after sitting for 6 years, so that's probably the next step.
Tell me about the paint job.
Oh yeah, it was yellow before. So California has a law for everything, and one of them is that you can't have a yellow school bus that's not actually a functioning school bus. So Evan, who you might remember from a couple videos, and I went and spent some time out in the desert for several days, and it's a big job actually, much more than I expected, to like get it really clean and to sand it, and then the masking and taping is just like a nightmare. And then he had a house painter homie come spray it, and I just gave him a Hunsky to do it. But this is just a tinted primer. It was $25 for the paint, and I think it looks good, and so far it hasn't fallen off. And I was thinking I wanted to be muted because it's a school bus. It's like the most ostentatious vehicle a person could live in, and I wanted to kind of mute it down to attract less attention. But the way I'm thinking now is like, there's no way to be incognito in this. It's obvious that it's not a school bus, therefore someone lives in it. So I might as well have fun with it. At this point I'm thinking I should have gone like, you know, fuchsia or chartreuse or something like that. So at some point when I come up with something clever, I'll probably change it. But in the meantime, it kind of, you know, it's deserty. I like it. It goes with me.
It blends into the background for sure if you're looking to blend in with your environment.
Yeah.
Shall we take a look inside?
Yeah, come on in.
Now, a lot of folks have already seen the inside, but there might be some new viewers right now. Let's take a lap through and just run down what's going on here and what you use things for.
Okay, so this is my sink. It's perfect. It's got a pump faucet, but it's not. But we don't use the pump. It's got an electric switch back here, and actually Kathy donated this one because my other one quit. But and then Larry Berry put that on, and so that's just super easy. I have a 7-gallon that it flows out of down here, and then I have 2 5-gallons, a 3-gallon, and a bunch of 1-gallons. And so I love my sink. And this is a stove donated by Jax Austin, and I use this to, like, if I want hot water to wash my face, or for boiling eggs to put in my salad, or what have you, all the things you use a stove for. Sorry, it's not cleaner. And then this fridge was given to me by Robin Barnes. Oh, let's don't skip the vent. I use this light more than any of the other lights, actually, because it's just a little bit of light. And this was given to me by a fellow named Steve in Alaska. So thanks again, Steve. And then Robin Barnes, who's a saint and an angel, gave me this fridge, and this is one of my favorite parts. It's like so deep. There's so much space in here, and I kind of initially got overzealous about being able to have fresh food and ended up like buying too much and then throwing a bunch away. I had this fridge, so I wanted to fill it, but I'm starting to figure out like how much food I'm gonna eat before it goes bad. So, but initially I was like, let's just fill it. So since y'all saw me last, I've added these Antler Handles. My friend Jason helped me with these.
Are they plastic?
No, it's antler.
That's real antler.
Yeah.
That's been harvested from the woods, from deer.
Yeah, every dog that comes in here tries to chew on them, so. And then, so I think it looks really nice and I think it goes well. And then, what else? I've just kind of added some touches. Like this is some pottery that I made out of clay that I harvested and processed and formed and fired. And then some sheds that I've found. And then like, I like to make things. I made this hat recently. I'm really proud of it. It's wool felting. And then like I put up some dream catchers that I made. And then in the front I've got like, you know, some sand dollars and like some stone and wood and feathers and just earthy stuff to kind of make it my own. I've got more plans for styling it a bit. I want to get some color in here. I love the natural and the neutral colors, but I do want to get some color. So when the drapes come through, those have got some, you know, greens and oranges and yellows and stuff. And I want to get different bedding that kind of is more colorful as well. And then also at some point I'd like to replace this runner with something a little bit more colorful. So I think it'll go well. And back to the tour. So this bed is just shy of a full. So full size bedding fits it. And then this is storage up here. And this is where I keep my clothes. And if I wanted, I could throw a niece or nephew up there if I wanted to like kidnap them or something. And the bed is extremely comfortable. And underneath I also have storage. I can access the storage from the front or I can access the storage from the back door. Okay. Super handy. That's like where I keep my projects that I'm working on, or I don't have a lot of gear, but this is where I keep my gear, like camping and backpacking gear and tools, you know, things like that. And then up here I have more storage, and I really want to make this look nicer and more uniform. I'm gonna get some matchy kind of baskets or boxes or something instead of just having these like trashy plastic ones where you can see my unmentionables or whatever. I'm gonna get like some nice, you know, like maybe some color. I hear you. And then the dinette is so nice because I've been able to entertain a lot in here. And that's, you know, that's something, I'm a social person, and that's something obviously you can't do in a Kia Rio, but it's such a comfortable place to just sit and talk to people. And just since I've been here at the build out, like there have been a few different times where some ladies were in here and like we were like crying and stuff and like just sharing our lives with each other, you know. It's so nice to have that space to do that, and it's such a comfortable space. And I think my favorite thing about having a skoolie is the windows, because the airflow that you get, it's chilly this morning, it's the first time I've closed the windows in forever, but the airflow that you get and then also the natural light, I just feel like for me that's like perfect. And then the light and the airflow that comes through this as well is fantastic. And so over here I've got just enough closet space for my dresses, and then just a little bit of, you know, I can tuck stuff down there in the bottom. I need to figure out, I've got my Berkey filter down there. I only set it up when I'm going to be somewhere for a while. I need to figure out some kind of way. That's one of my next projects I've got to think about, is figure out some kind of way to make it stationary, where to put it where I can like pour and where it won't like move around and stuff, so I can just keep it in one place and use it regularly. Okay. And then this is my shower, and I love it so much. I could keep it cleaner. But so I am manifesting a kitten into my life. I have everything but the cat, so that's what that stuff is. I have some cat supplies just waiting for the right kitten to come along. Okay. And then this is my shower, which is so fantastic, and you just heat it on the stove and then you pump it for pressure. And then Evan installed this, and the toilet, I hesitate to say because I'm super grateful for it, but I haven't actually made any deposits in it yet because I don't want to deal with poo juice, so I just don't want to deal with cleaning it, so I haven't really used it, but a couple times I did put a trash bag in a pinch. So at some point I'd like to have a compost toilet, but I'm, you know, I'm fine in terms of toilet or whatever, like, you know, use applesauce jar. So anyway, that's pretty much everything, isn't it? What else?
I think we've covered quite a bit. Yeah,
we even know what I pee in, so.
Okay, well, let me go get the tripod, set us up on the tripod, and we'll just visit a little bit about, we've talked about the rig, and everything that that it has on it as far as amenities go. Well, let's just talk a little bit about Tamra and who you are as a person, what you're doing with your life, and what you see on the horizon for yourself. So I'll get that tripod now.
Great.
We've taken a look at the rig. We had videos before of how we built the rig out and all of the steps involved in that. Let's take a minute and get to know Tamra a little bit. Who is Tamra? Where did you come from? Mars?
Yeah, no, I grew up in Memphis, Tennessee. Is that what you're asking for? Yeah, and I started being weird about 11 years ago, and then it's been an evolution to this level of weirdness that I'm at now, of living in a vehicle and minimalism and nomad life. And I've been on the road for over 2 years. It was 2 years when I got the bus, and I've been in the bus, 3 months or something. And I work for California Survival School teaching primitive living wilderness survival skills. I'm also a backcountry guide for a wilderness therapy program in southern Utah, helping adolescents and young adults in crisis through the medicine that is the natural world and the wilderness. And so I'm passionate about that. I've done a couple of survival themed reality shows in the last couple of years as well, which has been fun. And I've been able to travel abroad because I have family in Europe. My parents are missionaries in Italy, and my sister's family lives in Barcelona. And I go to primitive skills gatherings. I come to nomad gatherings like these, or van dweller gatherings or whatever. I have a huge family, 20 nieces and nephews, 7 siblings spread out everywhere. And so the nomadic life enables me to be familiar to my nieces and nephews as they grow up. I'm involved in the adoption community, so I go to conferences and retreats and gatherings and events for that as well, and I'm able to do some speaking and and things like that, and a little bit of organizing and mentoring and stuff in the adoption community. And so yeah, those are the things that I do.
The jobs that you mentioned that you have, it doesn't sound like they're full-time jobs, 40 hours a week, punch a clock, 52 weeks a year.
Gross, no.
Okay, so you have these events that come up regarding those jobs, and you just go to those events, hold them, participate in them, and then you go do something else with your life. What happens in between? Is that when you do the visits to your family and go to the gatherings?
Yeah, I kind of just schedule, like I said, all of those different things, like any family events or any primitive skills gatherings or any of gatherings like this one or anything else that I want to do. And then there's one of the jobs, they're really good to me, and they let me kind of just drop in and work whenever I want, however long I want, which is great. The other job, it's more like he has work available, and am I available to do it? And I usually say yes to him because it's super fun, and he's been really good to me. And you want to have, I don't have like steady income or health insurance or anything like that, so you want to have like a reserve of money, you want to have. So, and especially like the difference that it's been with the gas mileage versus a Kia Rio, that has been an adjustment. I freaked out at first, especially. I was like, this is going to be a crisis financially or whatever, but I've just have to work a little bit more and travel a little bit less, and it's not a big deal. And I've also taken advantage of rideshare, like through Craigslist, or there's some apps that do it if you're doing a road trip, which I do a lot of. You can find people who are going that way and looking for a ride, and it's mutually advantageous because they're saving money as well. So like the last long haul that I did, I had 2 passengers. I ended up only paying a third, which is what I would have paid if I was still in my car. So I mean, you adjust, you figure it out. There's always hacks, there's always creative ways to make stuff work. So
am I understanding this correctly, to think what I'm getting from you is that because you live in a vehicle and you don't pay monthly rent or a monthly mortgage month in and month out, that you're able to do jobs that you like more rather than jobs that you need to have for the every day.
Yeah.
It's 52 weeks a year in order to keep up with that rent. I'm not a big advocate of you should quit your job and live in a vehicle. But I am a big advocate of you should live your life the way you want to live it and do what makes you happy. And so if it works out that the two combine and it makes you happy to do things that you want to do with your time, learn French, learn Spanish, spend time learning the guitar or the piano, keyboard, whatever, and you can do that if you reduce your monthly expenses, such as the biggest one being rent or a mortgage, then this is a wonderful route to go. wasn't really looking to go in this direction with this conversation, but there's a lot of public land that if we only stay on it for certain times, usually it's 14 days, it depends on the place, and it's all available online to that specific place, we can travel, still be around big cities, live the life we want, get Wi-Fi, have access to the internet if we have an internet-based business, or in Tamra's case, not so much of the internet, a lot more a community of people that are like-minded, and she can do what she wants with her life, and she doesn't have to worry about getting a job, you know, at a place that she's super not happy with. So
yeah, I can't just work for a paycheck. I'm ruined for that. I can't stand the thought of just working for a paycheck. I have to do something that I enjoy and that I feel like is meaningful and that I feel like is contributing, you know, in some way to somebody. And so I'm really fortunate that I have opportunities to do that and that I don't have to do something else, like you're saying. And my life is not lazy by any means, you know, like if I immediately can recognize if I get to that point where I'm like, I'm not doing anything right now because it doesn't feel good, you know, but I'm not doing the same thing all the time. And when I was working, fortunately only for a year full-time in an office for adoption.com, it was, I promised myself that I would still be, you know, physically active. I promised myself that I would have a social life. I promised myself that I would still be in the natural world and in the wilderness, and that I would have that balance. But it just doesn't. I don't know about other people, but for me, I could not find balance with that lifestyle. You know, you're so tired from sitting in a box with no windows in front of a screen all day, that all you want to do is go home and sit. You know, and so.
Well, let's look at it like this right here. You get a job, because I know that I can't put videos out on a YouTube channel and work a job, a regular, you know, 40-hour week job, because imagine that you wake up in the morning, you spent 8 hours at a job, and now you're home. What immediately needs to be done? You need to take a shower, you need to take the clothes that you worked in off and put them in the laundry, you need to vacuum your house if it needs to be, if it's due for a vacuum, clean your dishes, cook for the meal for the night, and maybe check your online stuff, you know, see what your parents are doing or your kids are doing or your brothers and sisters are doing. By the time you do all that, you've got to take the trash out, run it out to the dumpster, and then you see that the raccoons got into your trash and you got to pick that up. And then you notice that the handle on your door is broken on your car, so you've got to put that on your list to order a new handle for your door or take it into the mechanic. There's just so many things built into giving 8 hours of your life away every day that it doesn't leave much time for other things that you may want to do with your life once you've taken care of all of the maintenance of your life.
I just feel like that's not what I'm on the planet to do. You know? I
agree.
It's not natural or balanced or healthy for me. Like, so yeah, so I love my work, but it's not, doesn't take up all my waking hours, so.
What is next for you? Just keep doing what you're doing? Are we going to see more of you? Let's just say that we talked last time about the YouTube channel. Let's just say that the YouTube channel doesn't end up being a source of information for chronicling your life. You and I will be together enough throughout years that we can always do updates.
Yeah. Jamie's always on me about getting videos up, so it's not his fault.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
And I have filmed several videos. I just don't know how to edit, and then I question if the content is any good, and blah, 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 excuses. I really just, you know what's funny? The irony of going around to some people who are part-timers that want to be full-time or just in my regular life, and people are like, oh, I wish I could do that. The advice that I give is just jump in. Don't wait for it to be perfect. Don't wait till you know exactly what you're doing. Like, don't listen to all the reasons not to. Just start. But then, like, I'm not taking my own advice with the whole YouTube channel thing, but I will.
Things could change.
Yes. Yeah, I will, guys. I will. So.
Well, thank you very much for taking time to visit with us, catch us up on what's going on with your life, how it's changed since you got the skoolie. It looks like you're still in full swing with it. You're still digging it.
It cannot be better, seriously. Like, parking is tricky, but I'm gonna get a rear camera or whatever, and that's gonna help with that. So parking and the gas mileage has been an adjustment. Everything else about it is fantastic. I mean, the width, I love the height, I love being able to stand up, like I said, I love the natural light and the airflow, I love that I can be organized, I love that I can be clean. I keep this place really clean, you know, and I haven't always been a really tidy person, but it's just I'm so delighted with it. And I love showing it off, you know, so I want it to always be presentable. And just after not having the luxury of being organized for 2 years and having access to my things, like now that I have that, I'm taking full advantage and I'm like so organized, which feels really good. And, you know, being able to eat fresh food, you know, was a huge thing that I missed. Being able to like shower, you know, on my own terms is great, and sleep comfortably. And, you know, if I'm out in the desert or something, or in a forest, I don't even put up my reflectix. I can just go to sleep and rise with the sun. And having, you know, the solar and the propane built in, and having tons of water, like I could be off grid forever, you know, and it just enables me to live my life exactly how I want, and it feels so good to me in here. I think there's still a factor of like feeling uncomfortable with like the gift of it, you know, but that has a good effect on me because it's humbling, and it keeps me in a state of gratitude, and it keeps me in a state of giving, you know, thinking about giving and things like that. But just the home itself is just so comfortable for me. I love being in here.
A great big thank you to everyone that helped crowdfund this to make it happen, whether you picked up some items on Amazon, whether you went to the crowdfunding page itself, you know, all of the support, the people mailing stuff into the address that she could use. The reason that I was able to pull this off for Tamra was because of you. I'm just the facilitator. You did it. So a huge thank you to you, the Patreon supporters, everybody that supports the Enigmatic Nomadic channel, and thank you, Tamra, for visiting with us today, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thanks, Jamie. Thanks, everybody.
See ya. See you guys later.